The death of Matthew Klaus after a drug overdose raised questions about the Rochester Police Department's use of confidential informants. His family has been pushing for reform statewide since his death. Byron Tollefson found that their efforts are starting to see some results.
Nearly 2 years after the death of a confidential informant working for Rochester Police, a bill to better protect informants is making progress in St. Paul. In March of 2019, 32-year-old Matthew Klaus died of a drug overdose while working as a confidential informant for Rochester Police. He had been recovering from heroin addiction and died from a relapse after buying drugs undercover from a heroin dealer. His family has been pushing for legislation to try and make sure this never happens to anyone else. The effort stalled last year during the pandemic. Earlier this week, Rochester area Republican Senator David Senjum presented Matthew's Law to the Senate Judiciary Committee. It would govern law enforcement's use of confidential informants. The Minnesota Board of Peace Officer Standards and Training would need to develop new policy by the beginning of next year that would be identical or similar for police agencies across the state. The board would need to consult with mental health and treatment experts in developing the policy. It would require an emergency contact for the informant, as well as consultation with their probation or parole officer. Notably, it would prevent an informant from buying drugs while undercover if the informant is receiving treatment or has overdosed in the past year. The Klaus family told us last March that Matthew was able to help police get multiple dealers off the street. They say they understand why confidential informants are necessary, but they just want better guidelines. The committee passed the bill and it will likely head to the Senate. The companion version of the bill in the House has not been introduced yet. I'm Byron Tollefson, KTTC News.